Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear birthday. Happy birthday to you. May God bless you. May God bless you. May God bless you. May God bless you.
Welcome to TheirTalk, a space where two unique voices come together to share real stories and spark meaningful conversations. Join us as we dive into life moments, big and small, offering advice, insight, and a whole lot of heart.
This is TheirTalk. Let's talk.
Welcome, guys. I'm Amanda, and this is
Dnemah.
and you're watching TheirTalk. So, first off, I want to start by saying happy birthday to the one and only.
Thank you.
Yay! How does it feel?
Girl. I feel good, actually.
You feel good.
Honestly, I do. I feel good. I used to be afraid of aging,
Yeah.
but actually, I don't mind. I don't mind it no more because
Yeah.
you can run from it.
Right.
You cannot run from it.
Right.
But yeah, I feel good, and I feel like I'm actually at a better place in my life,
Mm-hmm.
and it only comes with age.
Girl, yes. Like, to make it to the age that you're at, you have to first of all congratulate yourself.
Jesus, that sounds
Because
so old.
no, I know, no, not that it's old, but you don't even look it. You know, not that your age is old,
Yeah.
and you're supposed to look it, but you're glowing, and I
Yeah.
can tell that you're in a better headspace, and you know, just congratulate yourself for making it this far,
Yeah.
for achieving another year around the sun.
Yeah, so
you're
guys,
flourishing, your
just
skin
to
is
know-
glowing. Your, makeup's on point, hair is on fleek. Like, you're doing the damn thing. Congratulations, girl.
Thank you, girl.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Mhm.
So, guys, just to let you all know, I'm not 100, okay? It sounds like it, but yeah, I just turned 35 yesterday, and I feel actually great.
Oh, speaking about yesterday, I had the best time of my life. It was so fun.
I'm
It was
glad.
so fun. So yesterday we had for Dnemah's birthday. We went out to dinner. Originally we were supposed to go to this other African restaurant in DC, but when we got there was a little mishap and we didn't end up dining in. But we found another place which was not as, all that as
We
the
made it
first,
fun.
but we made it work, and like it was a really good restaurant. We had a really good conversation. We celebrated you, and yeah, it was just a really good night.
Yeah. So, when I first turned 35, so I've been doing this thing.
Yeah.
Trying to, not 35, 33 actually. I try to
There you go.
try to think about what did I get from this age? Like,
Yeah.
what did I learn? Yeah, so it started with my sister when I turned 33. She asked me, she said, what advice can you give me?
Is
As a
she-
33-year-old, yeah, she's younger
Right.
than me.
Is she old? She's older than you.
No, she's younger.
Oh, younger.
Yeah,
okay.
younger. So I'm like, you know why? And that particular time, I started to actually do the self work, like work on myself and try to dig deep and just spend time with myself.
Yeah.
So I told her I can tell you my peace. I value my peace over anything.
Oh.
I would take my peace over anything. That's one thing I learned for 33. And 34, I learned that spending time with yourself is the biggest gift you can give yourself, because you spend time with yourself, you learn so much. You learn so much about yourself.
Yeah. No.
I learned so much.
Honestly, getting to know yourself is the most important thing, because it all revolves around us. Our world revolves around us.
Yeah.
So if you don't even know yourself and you don't know what it is that you want, how is the world supposed to give it to you?
Right.
And the only way you can really receive it is if you dive deep and truly sit in silence and be alone and be okay with it.
It's not easy, guys.
You know,
it's not easy though.
Yeah. When I say alone, I'm just saying taking time off for
Right.
yourself. Like when you're not working, when you're not running after the kids, when you're not, whatever you're not doing, you're supposed to, in life,
Right.
just take, even if it's 30 minutes, take a moment, just recap your day if you have time at night, or if it's even early in the morning before you take your first step. Give thanks, have gratitude, and just tell your day what kind of day you want to have. Like, instead of just jumping up and starting off rushing, getting traffic to work. What it is that you're doing, just take time for yourself, give yourself grace, and know that you're gonna be okay.
And what I have found in the silence is so loud. It can be so loud. Like the voice in your head when you sit with yourself, the thoughts that come to your mind, your inner self, the communication that your inner self will communicate with you. That communication is like, it's a real conversation. Because like I'm not gonna lie, I don't go around talking to myself, but sometimes when I'm by myself, I feel like I have a whole conversation with myself because I had these thoughts. It's like my inner self is telling me something, and if you don't sit in that quiet moment, you cannot hear it. So being alone, like you said it, it's not a bad thing. Like even just being alone, I found myself actually. I used to run away. I had a long story about this. I was afraid of being alone. Like being alone, not only being with a man, but just being by myself. So it came a time when I was in college, it was so much distraction, and I loved it because I was running from myself. Because I didn't want to sit in that quietness, and then I didn't want to hear the voice that was speaking to me because it was too serious, it was too deep. I was like, now I run from it. Yes,
oh my goodness,
yes,
and it's so relatable. Like for the longest time, I was a serial dater. Like, is that a thing? Like I was constantly going out on dates, especially I would say mid-20s. I was going on dates almost every other weekend. Like I was like not when I say going on dates, whether it's bowling or whether it was a dinner or lunch or coffee, whatever it was, but I was always constantly trying to like find someone so I can not be alone. But when it goes back to what you were just talking about that voice in your head, a lot of time during the day or just during our life period, during everything that we have going on, we neglect that voice. But what we fail to understand is that voice is the most important voice that you should hear, because the ear is a gateway to the womb. Is allowing other people to just constantly be in your ear, to constantly planting seeds in your head, constantly, and it's like, like, take a step back, go within, listen to that voice, because that's the guidance that you need. Right. That's, when people have that ability to have discernment, they're simply just listening to the voice in their head. It's not like, some weird, they're just finally taking the time to listen to the voice in their head. So yes, sit in silence and truly just, even if it's just 10 minutes, take that time for yourself. Is a part of self-care. And that's why, when you're taking care of yourself, sorry, I'm getting really excited because I love this topic.
Me too. I had so much to offer on it.
When you're taking care of yourself, it shows in your skin. It shows in your ability to move. Like, some people are so tense, their back is hurting, their leg is hurting, so much is happening in their body, and their body is just screaming like, stop, like, pay attention to me, you're holding too much in, you're not releasing this, you're too tight, you're too tense, like go work out, take time for yourself, just
so like going back to that, I used to, when I started like in college, that was a distraction because Thursday, Friday, Saturday, I go party, so it was like that distraction. So I really did not spend that time with myself. That was a fun year. Like back in the day, if you were to ask me what year I would go back to, I'd say, college, we got fun. That's it, nothing serious, right? Yeah. So then when I left college, my sister and I lived together. So now all my friends then, they were in Connecticut, and I moved here in Virginia, so it was just like, it was so different. So now I started having that quiet moments, and I didn't like it. So I would like look for things to distract me from that quiet moment, because I don't want the quiet moment. And then whenever my sister and her kids, when they went out of town, I would run to my cousin, and my cousin, like, she noticed. So every time I went to her place, she'll be like, "Let me guess, your sister is not home." So because I cannot be by myself, I just cannot be. And now I actually like just really enjoy being by myself. I don't mind it. If I'm by myself, I actually sometimes I don't have my TV on. I will be home, my TV is not even on because I'm just busy either doing some stuff. It's not like distracting myself, things that actually pouring within me, like pouring into myself, you know.
Yes, you learn so much about yourself because taking time for yourself is important because you also get to process your thoughts. A lot of time we're walking around with unprocessed thoughts, and then we wonder why we don't have the answer for everything. It's like we asking other people, what do you think I should do? Do you think that this career is best for me? All the questions you're asking, if you just take the time for yourself, I promise you
You find
the answer is within.
Now birthday is so much different for me, right? Like I never been big on birthday because I grew up in Africa, like in a family that was very large. I had 14 siblings. So it's a different kind of dynamic. So we never celebrate birthday until I moved here in the US, and then birthday became a thing. Only for me because I had to go out and have fun because that's all
you had to or you wanted to.
Because for me, I did associate birthday with like going out and partying and having fun. So that was the meaning for birthday for me. You know,
like birthday always had you going out.
Going out. I had to go get you know what I mean. So that was like the meaning for birthday for me. But now it had changed over time. Like last year, well, this year actually, I was listening to I listened to the man of God, Apostle Joshua Salmon. I listened to him, and he preached on birthday. That like changed my whole perspective on birthday. And basically, he talked about us having the 4 seasons in our life. We had the morning, the evening, the afternoon, and the night. And then he pretty much saying that we your first I think 5 to 18 years is like your morning season, and then you got like the first 25 to like I maybe not saying the right number, right? But we pretty much break it down into 4. So like pretty much I'm in the afternoon season of my life. So if you think about it, you're sitting there thinking like, what did I do for my morning season? Because some people plan their morning season. They actually actively searching themselves, and by the time they reach their afternoon, they already know what to do, and they're already doing what they are here to do. And while some people like myself rather just look at life as I'm going party because it's my birthday today. We're not ready.
So basically what you're saying is that like from the ages between, you said 18 and 25, that's the morning stage, right? So would that mean that's the waking up stage? When I say waking up, meaning like you have, you're no longer a teenager. You're now in a transitional period from young adulthood to adulthood. And so like you have to make, have those party stages, go through it, and then get it out of your system, and then like finally you start, okay, I'm in my mid-20s now. Not that you have to plan it necessarily, but like you have to start transitioning your mindset. The way you see life. Because you've already started. You went through it, and I was like, all right, I got it out of my system. Time for me to wake up, figure out like what it is that I have going on. Also, but yeah, so like the waking up stage, and then you said the evening. The afternoon. The afternoon is like when you're trying to like settle. Okay, your day's getting going, and so I guess that would be like the next stage where it's like, all right, I'm getting my career going. Things are starting to flow for me, So I told him.
That's how. He said that pretty much that's how it's supposed to be. Is it always that way? We don't. So we don't know that. And sometimes we don't look at life that way.
And sometimes I'm pretty sure the stages can last from. It doesn't have to be between this and this. But it's just I think the whole point may have been just like we all have that transitional periods in our life where we have to like go through certain things and then shed it to allow new, beginnings, to allow new blessings, to allow new growth.
And I think what you were trying to say is that our days are numbers, that we are not here forever. So we have all of these, like if you miss it almost like a step. If you miss a step here, you're going to delay yourself pretty much. That's what I got from the message, right? So I can spend my evening or my afternoon just partying it up instead of me actually just digging deep and actually living within my purpose, right? And then by the time I reach my evening, that's when I'm trying to dig deep. And then I won't have the time to actually live within my purpose because I don't know when the end is for me. And then one thing he said is how you should look at birthday is, let's say I turned 35. So I would say X amount of year minus 35 is how much I had left. How many more years do I have left?
I think also I agree with what you're saying, but then also I think we need to just not always, I don't want to say over plan or not plan, but also I think a lot of times what happens with us in life is that we get so caught up with, I gotta get this done by this age.
Right.
I gotta be married by this age. I gotta have this amount of children. But it's like sometimes like, whoa, let's take a step back and like live in the moment and be here.
Right.
And allow here to be what you have. And tomorrow, we'll worry about tomorrow.
Right.
You know, I'm not saying that's a plan, but I'm saying like don't put so much pressure on yourself to be a certain place by a certain age. Right. Or like live in the moment and just let life flow. You know, like stay open and stay aware of, you know, what's happening, but also just relax. Right. You know, don't put too much on yourself for tomorrow. Like I know. You made it this far.
I know. I think
you made it this far.
I think there's like a fine
there's a
line
reason why you're here.
I think that's right. There's like a fine line. Some people may say, "Oh, you know, I just gonna go with the flow and don't really put any thoughts into their life." And there's a difference between actually having some thoughts or plan for your life and not putting so much pressure on yourself and just letting things happen, right? So I can have plan for my life and say this is what I want, but if it doesn't happen, I will accept that maybe that's not what's supposed to happen. You know what I mean?
Right. A lot of time I will also say like we want to do this, we talk about it. And it's like, okay, at some point you have to stop talking about it. Yeah. And just do it. Whether you succeed or you don't succeed, but at least you did it. Right. You know? That's true. Like just do it and allow it. If it's for you, it will manifest itself in your life. If it's not, and it's a lesson learned. You take the lesson out of it and you continue going and you go on to the next thing and you just keep going.
But yeah, so pretty much when I listened to that message, it just changed like my perspective on birthday.
Yeah. That is say like to see you evolve and become the woman that you are today. Like I said, your skin is glowing. You know, your makeup is sitting. You know, whatever. You're dressed nice. You're taking care of yourself. Your son is healthy, thriving. You know, you're just doing the thing. You know. Thank you, girl. But definitely, I would say, with age. Like don't be afraid to get older. Just because you're getting older does not mean you have to physically like take on the age. You know, like you're not supposed to take on the age. You know, it's okay. Just remember that with age comes wisdom.
Not always though. Some people age, but they don't have
the wisdom. It should come. Yes. But those are the people that are not taking the lesson.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like you gotta, when you take the lesson out of what you're going through and you apply it and you have that knowledge.
That's true. If you have any comments and any topics that you want us to talk about, to discuss, let us know. Yeah. We'll keep talking about it.